My name is Mike Klinker, and I'm the General Counsel of Standard Process in Palmyra, Wisconsin, but with also locations in Arizona and Pennsylvania, and now here in the great state of North Carolina. And on behalf of the 380 employees of Standard Process, our tens of thousands of healthcare practitioner customers, our millions of patients that take our products, and on behalf of Charlie Dubois, our president, owner, and CEO, welcome to the Nutrition Innovation Center here in Kannapolis. It takes a great team to pull all of this together from concept to reality, and there are so many people we need to thank, and of course we'll miss someone and we'll feel bad about that. So don't feel bad if your name isn't on this list, but in specifics, I want to thank Mr. Mark Spitzer and Mr. Tom Sanctus from Castle and Cook. There's lots of nuts and bolts that go into making this a concrete reality after you see the abstract vision sketched out, and the folks at Castle and Cook have been just superb to work with, so thank you very much. At Standard Process, I'd like to acknowledge Mark Rockteacher, who handled this project on the Standard Process and made numerous visits to North Carolina, probably is questioning whether he is a North Carolina resident or a Wisconsin resident at this point, and a 25-year employee of Standard Process. Mark, thank you. Dr. John Trope, our Vice President of Clinical Science, Education, and Innovation. John took what was a concept and a really good idea and then applied a lot of his own vision and energy to that to help create what you're going to see here this morning. And obviously, John was instrumental in bringing this to fruition. And then our nuts and bolts people on the ground here for this specific event, Kim Hornick and Sally Rosa, thanks for all you did. Coping with changes in the weather and changes in plans. It's all going to be great, so thank you. When Dr. Royal Lee founded this company back in 1929, he believed that the best sorts of nutrients for optimal health come from whole foods. Because of the devitalization of nutrients in the food processing industry, most people were not receiving the necessary nutrition to maintain their health. Over time, chronic health conditions could develop due to this lack of proper nutrition. So Dr. Royal Lee came up with one of the first known dietary supplements, and he called it Catalin. That was Standard Process's first product, and we still sell it today. In those early years, he struggled with finding good quality raw materials that had not been over-processed. He determined that the best ingredients for our product were whole foods grown on our organic Wisconsin soil. I'm still saying our, I know we're in North Carolina, excuse me. Our organic Wisconsin soil to produce a raw material that was abundant in rich nutrients. That was a great start, but it wasn't enough because he had to find a way to deliver those products in a safe and efficacious manner that people could use it, that the ingredients, that the nutrients hadn't been baked out of the product. And so like the great entrepreneur he was, he developed the manufacturing process to ensure these nutrients that were found in the raw foods were also present in the bottle that contained our product. Dr. Lee was continually focused on research throughout his career and developed more than 100 products before he died in the late 1960s. Standard Process has been focused on research since Dr. Lee's passing, but this Nutrition Innovation Center is taking the whole food nutritional research concept to the next level. I'm very proud to be here representing Charlie, the great nephew of Dr. Royal Lee. I know that Charlie and the Dubois family feel an immense sense of responsibility to take what they received from the prior generation to make it better and to hand it off to the next generation. And if you ask any employee at Standard Process, they also feel that responsibility. And it has, I guess I'll just go ahead and issue this challenge, and we'll see if you can prove me wrong. But if you ask any employee of Standard Process, what do you do at Standard Process? They will say, we change lives. Every day, Charlie gets a letter from someone who says to him, I was at the end of my rope. You know, I was in pain, I was suffering, I just could not seem to get better. And that person found a practitioner, a healthcare practitioner in their community, and that practitioner introduced them to Standard Process products, and that person got better, and their life changed through good health. And that's the mission that we all carry forward. So, thank you for being here. I'm going to, I think, be the MC for this remainder of this occasion. We have some dignitaries and celebrities here to introduce to you and explain and provide a little more context for this center and what goes on here. I'm honored this morning to introduce Lieutenant Governor Dan Forest. Dan has been the Lieutenant Governor for the state of North Carolina since 2013. He's a graduate of the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Before becoming governor, he was a prominent member in the business community for more than 20 years. He was a senior partner at one of the state's largest architectural firms. Perhaps the title that he is most honored to carry is that he is a husband and he is the father of 4. Ladies and gentlemen, please give your attention to Lieutenant Governor Dan Forest.
Thank y'all. Listen, it's just great to be here with you. And as an architect, I'm just about as intrigued by the buildings that some of these businesses go in as the businesses themselves. And this place took many years to create and develop and to think about the vision for this campus in Kannapolis, and to see that it's almost like the perfect storm of good things coming together right now to see the dream that this campus was going to be come to life. And Standard Process is the next chapter in that coming to life of that dream. And so congratulations to everybody that has been a part of making this happen. And there's so many great things going on related to that I'll talk about in a second. But I think one of the things that we have to talk about when we think about companies like this coming to a town like this and a facility like this is we have to say why. Why is it important? Why do we celebrate it? What are the things that are going on in our world that would make us want to celebrate it? You know, in North Carolina, agriculture is our #1 industry. And businesses related to agriculture are crucial to growing that industry from $85 or so billion. We have the plans to build it up over $100 billion as quickly as possible. And food processing, food manufacturing is one way to get there. And we believe it's the fastest way to get there. That's why I was part of creating the Food Manufacturing Task Force that helped lead to creating the Food Processing Innovation Center, which is right here in this building, which I understand should open up sometime next year, which should have an executive director as part of that, which we're going through the hiring process right now, is my understanding as well, which will then lead to more innovation in the food production world and how we make food. You know, I could probably be the poster child for your company, as I'm on the road 6 days a week or so, and there are many days where I don't see anything green on my plate for 6 days, and trying to stay healthy in this busy world that we live in today, not just here in America as we're traveling and we're eating foods and we're doing things so much differently. We're in this environment now where we're trying to figure out how do we maintain our health in a mass-produced food world. And so Standard Process plays a significant role in how do we do that? You know, how do we feed the world, not just with food, but with food that is good for them? How do we feed the world with food that's going to be healthy for the world to grow? How do we produce things fast enough with a level of quality that we can ship across the world and maintain freshness and allow people to grow in a healthy way? And so this is definitely a component of that innovation. Certainly, I think are going to see the world change related to food manufacturing and processing in the near future. When you think about why this is such a great location. You think about UNC Chapel Hill and the research that's going on, NC State, the research that's going on, either with the new plant science initiative that's going on at NC State, the genome project at Carolina. You start to put those things together and you can very quickly imagine. You can see how a world of food customization is going to be coming to a place near you sometime in the near future. You know, tell me what your genes are and I'll tell you what food to eat. And that's a pretty exciting time. And so we live in a really exciting world of innovation, and we live in a great state for innovation, and this is a great community and a great campus for innovation, and I think we only have great things that lie ahead. So we're very excited to be here. We're very excited that Standard Process chose North Carolina. So yes, you've called Wisconsin your home, and my dear friends, the governor and lieutenant governor in Wisconsin, I'm sure are eager to see you stay there, but we're eager to see a part of your company come here as well. And the vast resources that we have from an agriculture standpoint in North Carolina, the diversity of agriculture products we have here will lend well to the growth of Standard Process in North Carolina and this innovation center that's being created here. So congratulations to everybody for making this happen. This is a great day of celebration. Congratulations to Standard Process for opening this new facility. And really, I want to say congratulations to this community, because this is really a big deal for this community. So thank you for having me, and I'll enjoy the rest of the day with you here. Thanks.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Forrest. We share your enthusiasm and the opportunity to grow here in the state of North Carolina. Next, I'd like to introduce Dr. Mary Ann Lila. Since 2008, she's served as the director of the North Carolina State University's Plants for Human Health Institute here on this campus. She is an internationally known scientist, very accomplished, and played a very significant role in explaining to us all the benefits there would be in locating here, and probably in many ways sealed the deal. So we are grateful to her for what she has done for us. I'd like to ask you to please welcome Dr. Mary Ann Lila.
Well, that's thrilling to be getting some of the credit for Standard Process being here, because to me it is really a dream. It's like the most beautiful partnership of industry and academia, because the mission and vision of what we do at the North Carolina Research Campus fits so closely with Standard Process and their mission and vision. The Lieutenant Governor talked about a perfect storm. And I really look at it like that, because it was really just about a year and 4 months ago that we started talking about the possibility of Innovation Center from Standard Process here at the research campus. And we deal with many industries where we talk and talk and talk, and nothing ever happens, or it actually steps backwards, and maybe years later something happens. This was fast track. This was something that happened, you know, all the pieces fell into place, and now we have a fantastic innovation center. I've been there, it's beautiful, you'll love it. And to have that here on our campus and the partnerships that this will forge is outstanding. For us in academia, we're really good at discovering things and determining the potency of a natural product, for example. So we can discover and we can do efficacy testing. We're not so good, many of us, at the most important step, which is getting the product out, delivered to a consumer. We weren't trained that way. We don't know the cost effectiveness. We don't know the timing. We don't know the sensory as well as we should. So for us to be able to take our discoveries, our research ideas, and share them in full partnership with industry partners who know all about delivery is a fantastic thing. I always say, as a scientist, you can discover the cure for cancer in your lab, but it does no good whatsoever unless it can get out to people. And that's what we're doing here, is we're forging together this partnership to get excellent new discoveries for human health out to the public. I thank you, and I thank you very much for just having Standard Process here and the wonderful things that are to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lila. Next, I'd like to introduce Dr. William Pilkington. Dr. Pilkington became the CEO and Public Health Director of Cabarrus Health Alliance. Prior to that, Dr. Pilkington served as Health Director of the Cabarrus County Health Department. Dr. Pilkington received a BA from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. He has a master's degree in public affairs, a master's degree and doctorate degree in public administration, and holds a master's degree in security studies. Dr. Pilkington has a long list of impressive accomplishments over his career. We're also very pleased to include this collaboration with the Cabarrus Health Alliance in connection with our Nutrition Innovation Center here. And I'd like to ask you all to welcome Dr. William Pilkington.
Thank you. Almost 10 years ago, I got a call from David Murdoch asking me if I could come to the lodge and talk to him. As many of you know, when David Murdoch calls you, you begin to wonder what's going on, what's wrong. So when I got there, I was a little nervous, wondering what I'd done wrong. And Mr. Murdoch began to tell me that he wanted the Cabarrus Health Alliance to be located on this campus. Well, for those of you who know much about public health, first question out of my mouth was, really, why do you want public health on this campus? And he said, because what you do is important. You're into community health, and community health is what the North Carolina Research Campus is going to be about. I thought, this guy is really forward-thinking. And to make a long story short, he lived up to that dream. We are located on this campus, and we have benefited so much from the convergence of all the parties that are here, from the academic partnerships, from some of our private partners like Standard Process that have joined. It has been a remarkable experience. The things that we've been able to accomplish in the community used to be about trying to educate and help people make decisions in a very difficult manner for public health. When all of our partners came to this campus, it became much easier. It became almost an instant credibility assurance for us, because people said, you're part of the research campus, we'll listen to what you say. And it's been amazing, the experiences we've had, the grants and opportunities we've been able to bring to Kannapolis and to this area, the improvements we've made. Just recently, last week, or 2 weeks ago, the rankings came out for counties, and we're 9th best county in health rankings in the state of North Carolina. We want to be best. Hopefully with Standard Process, we can move up, because we all know that nutrition and community health is a key part of that. What we want to accomplish in working with partners like Standard Process is how can we take the things that we're already doing, reach a broader segment of our community, which is always our goal, and try to reduce the disparities in healthcare that exist within a community. Yes, Cabarrus in this area does very well in terms of healthcare, but we have a long way to go. We still have some huge issues, and I'm always remiss if I don't point out that we are always one of the lowest ranking in infant mortality in the entire nation. We need to address that. A big component of infant mortality is good nutrition, and working with folks to get nutrition to them is critically important. So we hope as we move forward, not only will we be able to expand these community programs that we have in place already and reach more people, but we'll also be able to take the knowledge, which we always appreciate from folks like Standard Process, apply that, work in partnership with them, and really achieve something so that we can truly say one day we are the healthiest area to live in the entire United States. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pilkington. So I believe that on the invitation, it said this is a ribbon-cutting ceremony. And I noticed that there is a ribbon in front of us here. And I noticed that behind the podium there are some scissors. I'd like to ask all of our guests here to come join us as we cut the ribbon for this new center.
I'll stay on this side.